It's showtime. Help me, I'm in the lion enclosure. Oh my god, I think he's got his eyes on me. Help me. Help me. He can see me. Oh my god, he's gonna attack me. Ah, help. Oh no, he's gonna eat me. Help, help. Ah! Hello my friends, my name is Dragonheart, the Prince of Wales, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be looking at 10 quick tips that are going to help brand new streamers. I've been a streamer for about 5 years now. I started on Twitch many years ago. I then migrated over to YouTube, built a lovely community in the YTG fam community, which is fantastic. I've also been involved in other communities as well, such as the Total War community. I once set up a Google Plus page, which had over 500 followers on that as well. So networking and creating communities is something I love to do. And I'm hoping that this video is going to help you in that regard. Also, just to let you know, I do have a Twitch channel, which I'm starting to get active on again. The link to that is in the description below. So tip number 1, and it's quite an easy one this, have some water. Stay hydrated. If you're going to be streaming for a couple of hours, 3-4 hours, whatever, a long period of time gaming and talking, you're going to find yourself that your throat is getting dry, it's getting a bit sticky, sometimes you mess up your words when you're talking. Have a bottle of water. Get a bottle of water before the stream, or a cup of tea, or a glass of milk, or some sort of drink, just to help you. Believe me, it's going to help a lot. What are those two doing? Number 2, and that is to exercise and to basically stay positive. So if you don't have to be like a weightlifter or anything silly like that, but go for a few walks, go and sort of get some fresh air. You can do some weights if you want to, or go on an exercise bike, or just do anything that's a little bit physically active. It doesn't got to be anything strenuous. Something mild will be fine, but something that's going to get your kind of your positive sort of stuff going in your body. The more positive you are before stream, then the better you're going to be performing in that stream as well. And also on that point, well, having good posture helps quite a lot. Get yourself a decent chair to sit on. This chair that I got, it didn't cost me an awful lot. It's a £30 chair, but it's got decent back support. I can sit on it with my back in a great position and game for many hours. On the flip side of that, you don't have to overspend on a game chair. I have 3 chairs I want to show you about. Obviously, this one you've just seen now is totally fine. There's cats everywhere. They've gone mad. They're taking over. So the chairs, I've got one which you can just sort of make out. If I just move that a bit. I've got my dude by here, and I've got my printer, and then my chair's by here. It's a foldable chair, and it is terrible to sit on for any long period of time. For example, I bought that for like £10 when we first moved in. I didn't have a proper chair for both of us to sit on. I can sit in it for like 10 minutes and then I have a numb bum. So that chair is probably a no-go. On the flip side of that, I have a chair to the right-hand side behind the boom arm, but I have a covering over the top of it. That chair, for example, I spent a bit more on. I spent £90 on a few years ago, but it's had its wear and tear. It's 4 or 5 years old now. It's fine. It makes a creaking noise though, and it's not as comfy as the one I've got. I've gone somewhere in the middle. I spent £30 on the one that I have now, and it's been great so far. So my point being is make sure you got something comfy, but it doesn't necessarily have to be something too expensive. Sometimes a cheap office chair with decent back support is the way to go. Number 3, and that is to fill dead air. So you want to be talking on a regular basis in your streams. A brand new person could come in and watch you, and you could be there silent, not saying anything, quite monotonous, quite, you're sending the wrong vibes, the wrong body language. You're just there. Say now you're a new viewer, I'm a streamer. You've just come into my chat. This is me on my screen. I'm playing a game. I'm playing. Got comments over there coming through. Oh, hiya. It sends off the wrong vibes, doesn't it? You don't want that at all. You want to, if someone comes into the chat, you want to be a bit more thing. You want to be vocal. Oh, hey, how's it going, my friend? Nice to see you. What's your name? Oh, how's it going? Where you from? You can anything to break the ice when you're talking. You get used to it over time. A new person might not be quite as used to that. It will come with time. Just get more experience with it. But certainly, make a bit of a fuss to people when they come in. I think that helps quite a lot. So, hey, how's it going, my friend? Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Those kind of things usually do help. So. Fill dead air. You don't want to just be silent constantly. You want to be interactive as much as you possibly can. You haven't got to be over the top. At the end, they have fun and be yourself. But of course, try and make that effort and meet people halfway. if they're going to make the effort to come in and watch a bit of your stream and chat, you need to make the effort as well and chat to them. So number 4, and that is good sound. Now, it doesn't have to be, brand spanking new equipment that's like £1,000 and perfect and stuff, but the very basics you want to get. You want to get a microphone or a very good headset, something like that. A USB mic is fine. This is an SL600. I bought this about 5 years ago. It still holds up really well to this day. It's quite comparable to a Blue Yeti, so a pretty decent mic there, those two, just to give you a couple of examples. But you can get a decent headset as well. But then on top of that is also going a bit deeper into that and going into OBS or whatever studio or whatever streaming service you're using or streaming app that you're using, and actually try and tweak some of the settings. So you might want to put a noise gate on, for example. There's plenty of tutorials on YouTube showing you how to use a noise gate. So use that to eliminate background noise. For example, I have my PC right by the side by here. If I don't have noise gate on, you can just hear the fan constantly going, and that can be quite off-putting for people. So things like that. For example, I have dogs, which unfortunately sometimes I do get picked up on my streams. But outside noise, what you want to do, you want to try and shut off as much of it as you can. So whether it's closing the curtains, shutting the blinds, shutting doors and windows, that sort of thing. Try and make it as best as possible for the viewer, because they may not necessarily be able to see you, depending on your setup, whether you have a camera or not. But if you don't have a camera, then sound's going to be a big thing. And it's a big thing anyway, one of the most important in streaming. So definitely make sure that you've got decent sound. These cats are absolutely everywhere. It's quite funny. I put some time aside to make a video, and then the cats just run around the room. I don't get a moment's peace. Wait for it. It's very bright in here all of a sudden, isn't it? Whoa. You can see everything in the room. That's because I've got the light right by here. It's a cheap mic that I bought from Amazon. I spent like £10 for it. It came a couple of weeks ago. It's like one of those ring lights. It's really good, but look how well it lights the room up. Good lighting is my next one. Make sure you have good lighting. Nobody wants to jump into a stream and watch someone playing a game and you can barely see them. If they've got a camera, show yourself on the camera. For example, in my room right now, I have 2 crazy cats that are running around. It's quite interesting. It might cause me a bit of stress, but it's funny, and it might cause... it might give you some comments, and you might sort of enjoy that. The cats certainly enjoy it. I have a couple of pictures up by here. They are framed football shirts. I'm a Liverpool fan, so they're up there as well. Oh my god, the cats are everywhere. But fill your room with things that are interesting and light your room up. That's kind of the tip. Or, alternatively, get some good lighting and get a green screen and do that as well. I was watching a couple of streamers that I know the other day, and one of them's got a decent following, and he had a couple of people watching him. The other one's got half of that guy's following, but he had 3 times the amount of people watching him, and they were playing very similar games. The one person who had the bigger following but the lower amount of viewers, you couldn't see him. He had a camera, but it's just totally dark. I was squinting to try and see his face. You don't want to do that. You want to try and light yourself up so people can see your face. They want to see who the streamer is, who they're talking to. Hello, it's me, in this case. So I've got the light on. You can see me quite clearly. So that's my point for this number. Good lighting goes a long way. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy? He likes my hat. He really likes my hat, this boy. So my next point is networking and how important networking is. I'll just put my cat down for a second. Networking is one of the most important things. I don't want you to go into a stream and go, I'm networking. It's not that sort of on the point. You need to make a big effort. You don't need to do like follow for follow, sub for sub, anything like that, because that's just not going to work. That's just the wrong way of doing things. But what you need to do is actually chat to some people, discover people. I'm going to give you some tips by here now. I come across a channel recently called Crimson Dragon. I come across him, guess where? From YouTube, from a YouTube comment section, where he commented on a stream video that I did before. I clicked on his profile page, sort of stumbled across him, I guess, almost by accident. And then I was like, oh, he streams on YouTube. Oh, he streams on Twitch. Great. So I checked him out. I followed him on Twitter. I follow him now on Twitch. I've been chatting to him, been in a couple of his streams. He's been great, good fun. I'd recommend him if you're looking for a new streamer. On Twitch, Crimson Dragon, great dude. And it's sort of gone from there. I've been chatting to him on Twitter about different things with streaming. But it's not all about streaming. We talk about other things as well, like in our lives and stuff. So it's building that kind of relationship, that camaraderie with people, and a lot of effort goes into that. If I just go into his chat and go, please follow me, or or follow for follow or anything like that, or I'm networking. None of that would have worked at all. You've got to make that effort. You've got to make a conscious effort that these people are people. They're not robots or anything. You have to actually treat them as you'd like to be treated yourself, these streamers. But if you go into people's chats and stuff and just sort of say, how's the game going? Oh, enjoy the game. Yeah, I've played that before, so-and-so. That sort of thing. Build up that dialogue so then next time you come back, they'll know who you are, and then eventually get down to the point where, oh yeah, I play this game as well, or whatever. You can sort of talk about the fact that you stream without sort of promoting yourself. You can sort of just say something, when you've been in someone's chat a couple of times, you can perhaps say like, oh yeah, I streamed that the other day or something. It's good fun. I so-and-so enjoyed that boss battle or something like that. And that's just a natural way of sort of saying that you streamed to that person without actually going in there and saying, follow for follow or I'm networking or anything like that. So there's sort of ways to do things like that. But networking is a good thing. I have another decent way, which is sort of on this point, but it can almost be its own point, but I'm going to put it at this point anyway. And that's something that I did years ago when I started streaming on YouTube Gaming in 2015. And that's have a raid diary. So I got a little diary by here, which I had in a Nerd Block mystery box years ago. It's just a blank diary that says your never-ending story with a couple of snakes on it. But that's beside the point. And in this diary, I have a load of names. You won't be able to read my writing because my handwriting is absolutely atrocious. But a list of streamers that I have raided and have raided me. I've raided a lot more people than people have raided me. A large portion of that is because the vast majority of people I've raided are on the American time zone. I stream on a different time zone to the American time zones. So I'll be in bed by the time a lot of them start streaming anyway. But the point is, I have kept the record of all of these different people. I've wrote their names down. And then on my Discord, I've got a thing called Raid Diary on there as well, which I've actually dated what days I raided people and stuff. It's a great way of keeping track of what you're doing with raids and stuff and networking. I can go back into the lists on my Discord or on my diary for there and just look through the people. Oh, I wonder what so-and-so's doing these days. Let's find out. And it's a good way of keeping track of people. Obviously, following people is another way of doing that as well, and the follow mechanic is there. But having a raid diary is pretty cool because you don't keep, you can raid the same person over and over and over, and that's fine. But as part of networking, it is quite a good thing to go out and raid different people when you can and sort of expand upon that, whether it's people who are in the same kind of friendship groups as you or a friend of a friend sort of thing, or someone totally random who you think might appreciate the thing. You might have 4 or 5 people watching you, and you know that someone over there is a brand new streamer who has just started playing the same game as you. So go over there and give them some love. I'm sure they'll appreciate it. It's things like that. So definitely networking is a big, big thing which you're going to want to think about. So number 7, and this touches on a point that we sort of talked about earlier, and that is responding to the chat. Like I said, the game is there, ignoring the chat, not really doing much with it. My cat's busy. It sends the wrong message, just to stay constantly, all right. That's negative vibes. That body language and that kind of thing of not responding to the chat. It basically sort of says, get away. That's the sort of the vibes you get from it. But respond to the chat on a regular basis. You haven't got to respond to every single comment and be there like a robot. I mean, that's difficult, especially if you get more people in the chat and the chat's going a bit quicker than usual. But you want to try and respond to every person in the chat if you can, on a fairly regular basis. Obviously, if you're playing a game that's competitive, like a competitive multiplayer game, like PUBG, for example, and you're there and you're listening out for sounds and the clicks of footsteps and guns and stuff, and you're there, you're in the zone, people understand that. People will understand that. All you got to say when you do something like that is, "Oh, just concentrate in a second, guys. I'm not looking at the chat. I'll be back in a couple of minutes when I'm able to." Just something like that, just to let people know from an audio sort of cue to people that. Obviously, I know you can't blink. Most people understand that anyway. But obviously, if you're ignoring your chat, then like I said, it goes back to my point of negative vibes. You don't want to be doing that. You want to be as positive as you can. At the end of the day, these people are people. They want to come into your chat. They want to have a good time. Perhaps they want to find out a bit about you. You want to find a bit about them in turn and build up those strong connections. That's what it's about. And that starts off from the chat section of streams. That's very much where it comes from. And on the point of chat, number 8, don't call out lurkers. Some people call out lurkers and they're like, "Oh, lurkers, I know you're there. Make yourself known or whatever." And that might be fine. And some people are willing to do that depending on the relationship that they might have with that particular streamer. But some people, they've had a bit of a day of it, they work hard at work or whatever, or they've been in school or college, they come home, they just want to chill and relax, And one of their favourite streamers is on. They're just going to jump on there. I'm going to watch the gameplay for a bit and just do some other things and have it on in the background or whatever. That's totally fine. At the end of the day, they're still viewing your stream. They're still being part of that community. They might not be active, but don't call them out on it. That doesn't really send the right message. Each to their own. You be you, basically. Some people lurk. I've lurked at many streams in the past. It's nothing wrong with it. You're still there. You're still supporting the streamer. You just want to be away from the limelight. You don't want to be active in the chat, perhaps. You just want to take a step back and just let things flow. So don't call out lurkers is my next point. So number 9, pretty obvious this one. Don't be toxic. So it kind of goes on to the point of calling out lurkers. You don't want to be a negative sort of person in the chat where you're being abusive to people. You don't want to call people out. It's the internet at the end of the day. People are going to be quite trolly. That's just the nature. Trolls, internet. They've existed as long as dinosaurs, practically. You want to sort of build that nice community. You undo that hard work when someone does a message or does something to upset you, and you call them out and you're pointing your finger at the camera, and you're not joking. You're proper raging and serious. You need to kind of look at the situation. At the end of the day, you have moderators. I have 6 moderators on my channel. One's my wife. She gets to be moderated by default because she knows me very well. My best friend Tom's a moderator because I trust him. I've known him all my life pretty much. And then I got 4 other friends that I've met online through the power of YouTube and the internet for the past 6 or 7 years. And I trust them as moderators. You don't want to give mod to someone who perhaps doesn't want it. So if you've got someone in your chat who's been loyal and been there a long time, then don't just reward them by giving a moderator. Actually ask them, because some people don't want moderators. Some people are just happy just to watch and support the streamer. They don't want the responsibility of, I'm going to have to read the chat constantly and I'm going to have to think. I just want to be there for you and watch you. Do you know what I mean? So message them first. If you've got an idea of someone who wants to be a mod, just have a quick chat with them or message them off stream or something to say, oh, hey man, or hey, I just want to check that, would you be happy to be a mod? I'm looking to get a mod and whatever, and you've been there pretty much all the time. Something like that. But don't just hand up moderator willy-nilly, because some people might not be that thing. They might just be in the stream but not be there constantly. You need to have someone who's there, going to be a lot of the time, but at the same time is happy to be a moderator. But the people who you trust to be a moderator need to be like you as well, where if someone upsets you and stuff in the chat, okay, try and diffuse it. You may have to issue a quick timeout if they've been a bit thing. Give them a warning, and then obviously if they still continue to be toxic, then it's obviously going to be a ban at that point. But you just need to kind of control the situation. You need to police it well with a friendly face. That's what I would say. Police it with a friendly smile. That's how you want to do it, and not be kind of toxic and in your face and creating a lot of sort of bad feeling in your chat and in your streams, because that'll put a lot of people off. And finally, for my final and 10th point, have fun. It's all about having fun. If you can do all the things I've mentioned in this video, and probably a bit more as well, then you're going to be on your way to building a nice, happy community in your Twitch or YouTube streams or wherever you may be streaming. And it's going to be fantastic. Having fun, showing that you're enjoying the game, having a laugh, having some fun. Oh my God, I just shot that person. That was the funniest thing ever. That's good, positive things. Or like, oh, I just want to get home and enjoy this game. I watched a streamer called Crimson Dragon, like I mentioned a few points back. And he played a game the other day, which I'd never heard of. I think something Sam 4 it was called. I can't remember exactly what it's called. And he was just proper, like, so happy. He's like waiting for the stream to like download the game. So he's like chatting to us for like the first hour of the stream. They finally downloaded it, and he's like literally just jumped up. He's like, I'm so happy. I finally get to play the game that I want to play. And it was hilarious watching him get so animated and so happy to play that game. So have, as I say, GLHF, good luck, have fun. That's basically what it's about. Having fun and enjoying yourself. And I hope that video, or this video, has helped some of the people out there. If so, let me know. If anybody's watching who is a streamer who has more points that they think they can add to this video, please do. Drop them in the comment section below. And then anybody that's watching this video then can watch the video and then go to the comments and hopefully find some more info as well, which they'll find helpful, hopefully. Anyway, guys, I've been Dragonheart. Until next time, goodbye.